Hey guys, I'm Mallory Varner with GSG, and I'm the Vinyl Decorating Segment Manager. All right, so we are in the middle of creating the holiday spirit, which has been an awesome series that we are doing with 6 of our manufacturing partners, and they are showing you what to do this holiday season using their product. It's been really cool so far. Definitely check them all out if you haven't. Now we are in part 2 with Stahls of their series. So you haven't checked out part 1, you definitely want to, and also part 3. Jenna does some really cool stuff. Excited for y'all to see it. All right, so at the end, you want to be sure and pay attention to how you can win $500. So I will say that at the end of this video. All right, now let's go to Jenna, where we are going to be using one of my favorite things, which is adult onesies. I love pajamas, so we're excited to see how she gets creative throughout just different placements and stuff like that. So I'm excited for you all to see it, and thanks for watching.
Hey everyone, welcome back to session 2, where we are talking about upselling to that same market segment and offering a very similar product. So this is an adult onesie. Like I mentioned in session 1, extremely popular. If you didn't get a chance to check out session 1, definitely check back, because we are going to be referencing a lot of stuff in this session regarding accurate time, temperature, and pressure, interchangeable platens, and other heat press accessories that you can utilize to ensure that you are getting an accurate application at your heat press when working with heat transfer vinyl. So in this session, we are kicking it up a notch by not only decorating a little bit more of a difficult piece. It's not extremely difficult. We are working with 100% polyester. It is a fleece, and we're going to be working very close to a zipper. So definitely some next level stuff. But we're also going to be featuring a really popular product that is fairly new to the industry, and that is soft foam. So soft foam is a dimensional heat transfer vinyl. You can kind of see it picking up off of the carrier there. It's about 500 microns thick. Actually, it might be a little bit thicker than that. We'll have to double check the information on that. But it is definitely a dimensional product. It pops off of the garment, and it definitely warrants that high perceived value that people are after around this time of year, because it adds value, right? So this product is great. It comes in a single color, matte finish, very soft, or there is a textured finish, which has a bit of an embossing or debossing pattern throughout the finish of it. It is very easy to work with. So I do want to show you how well this product does weave. So I am going to go ahead and pull out the cavities first. Really, it's based off preference, how you want to start. You can pull away the excess material around the text, or you can go in and pull out the cavities. All right, so it looks like I have all the cavities pulled out. Now we're going to go ahead and just weed away the excess material. The reason I want to show you this is because even though it is a dimensional product and it's new, it's still very user-friendly. It's still easy to work with. We do have cut settings for this product available for you, so you know exactly how deep your blade should be cutting it, what force it needs, what speed it should be at. And as you can see, weeding away this excess material is extremely easy. It does have a bit of a tacky carrier, so you're still able to achieve a decent amount of detail. But you can see here the script text isn't too script, it's not too intricate, but still overall a great product to work with. All right, so we have that all weeded out. You can see that didn't take me much time. And that is the single color soft foam. So if you're looking for a single color, great product there, a lot of different colors to choose from. Now we do also offer full color printable soft foam. Right, so if you are working with a solvent printer, an eco solvent printer, any of those larger format printers, not to be confused with your desktop inkjet printers. So just to clarify, we definitely want to make sure it is printing solvent or eco solvent ink for this to work correctly and hold the inks. Right, so this has already been printed, cut, and weeded on a roll-in print cut system. All right, so you can incorporate patterns, you can do full color logos. Really, the possibilities are endless with this product, but the goal here was to be able to increase, your value, your profit opportunity, whatever it may be, by having a printable dimensional heat transfer vinyl. So the product that I just laid over top of the printed soft foam is called a high tack mask. This mask is going to allow me to pick up the printed vinyl from its original carrier and expose that adhesive behind. All right, so now I'm just taking a squeegee and I'm making sure I'm getting out any air bubbles. And essentially what I'm doing here is just applying pressure so that that carrier will essentially be laminated to the product and pull it off of the carrier that it originally came on. All right, so now I can turn this over, pull off that original backing, and now I am exposing the adhesive so that it will then transfer to my apparel. So anytime you do work with printable heat transfer vinyl, you want to make sure that you are using the masking, and just think about that. Think about the production that you're going to be doing whenever you're considering using a full color product, right? If you already have a print cut system, you already know all about it. If you don't, we have a ton of there's a ton of education out there in the industry on how those printers work, but it does just add that extra step where you do have to mask the product before being able to transfer it to your apparel. All right, so these are the two products that we are going to be using to print our adult onesie pajama set. We have our printable soft foam and our single color soft foam. Now, whenever you are thinking about, whenever you're thinking about printing a apparel piece like this, I want you to consider all of the real estate that you have on this product. Right? There are pockets, there's left chest opportunity, there's a split front opportunity. You have the hood, you have the sleeves, the pant legs, the back. There's so many different print opportunities when it comes to printing an apparel item like this. Take advantage of all of these print areas. This is going to allow you to add more profit opportunity into a single piece, right? Not only are we increasing the value of this single product by printing more areas, but also using next level heat transfer vinyl. So that's the message I'm trying to get across to you guys here. Think outside of the box when it comes to gifting ideas, especially when it comes to apparel, because there's so many unique things and there's always something new trending around the holidays that your customers are going to want to take advantage of. All right, so I was getting ready to swap out my 16 by 20, but I'm actually going to leave that in. We are going to print a split front. All right, so I created this design with a split front so that we could go across that zipper there. So the first thing I need to do is make sure that I'm getting an even pressure, and I'm going to use a heat printing pillow for this. All right, so all I'm going to do here is unzip my onesie, insert this pillow in here, and then I'm going to zip it back up. All right, the reason I'm choosing to go this route is for placement. It's going to be a lot easier for me to get a good overview of the garment as a whole if I have that pillow inserted in there and zipped up so that I can eyeball exactly where my design needs to be placed. All right, so I am actually going to flip this around so that I'm working with the design a little bit closer to me as opposed to far in the back side of the heat press. All right, so everything completely laid out. It's not going to damage the garment at all for me to have this zipper here because, again, we have this pillow in here that's going to allow this zipper to sink down in so that we can apply our design next to it. All right, so I already have my printable soft foam masked and ready to go for this placement. And I'm just going right next to that zipper. That way, when this is zipped up, it will be easy to read. All right, just gonna adjust this down a little bit. All right, so as you can see, it's very easy for me to be able to eyeball this because I am able to get a whole view of the front of the onesie. And this pillow is allowing me to do that. Now I want to make sure that I am using a cover sheet. This is going to protect my upper heating element from the zipper or any obstructions on garments that have button zippers, anything like that, that could damage my upper heating element. So this is going to allow me to avoid that from happening. So now I'm just going to lock this down. I'm making sure I'm using a nice firm pressure. I'm gonna dial that back just a tad. All right, a little bit more. All right, and now it's going to cure for its full time. So my press is reading out at a 7. So a firm pressure is going to read anywhere between 7 and 9. I want to make sure I'm using a nice firm pressure for this application because we are using a pillow. There is a zipper there, and we want to ensure that we are getting the accurate pressure we need. All right, so we are going to wait for that to cool a little bit. So as we are waiting for that to cool, we're going to go ahead and remove our pillow and move on to a different section. All right, so as I mentioned, we are making sure we're taking advantage of all of the print areas that we have. So I'm actually going to flip this around and print the back. Then we will move on to the sleeves and pant leg. All right, so I have a nice flat area here. Now I do have a center seam that could cause uneven pressure. So once more, we are going to be using another pillow. So one of the common questions we get, as you guys heard from session 1, is what other print accessories can I use to make sure that I'm isolating my print area? And pillows go a really long way for this. Right, so just inserting that pillow exactly where I plan to print. And I'm going to drop my text. All right, so I'm just doing that Bulls text that we did earlier as a back name placement. And we're just going to repeat this step that we already did. Now, I do need to change my time here. So I'm just going to adjust that. All right, good to go. Okay, so we're just going to lock that down. Once again, the press is going to do the rest of the work for me. It's reading out my time, it's reading out my pressure to ensure that everything is accurate. All right, so now that we have that placement done, let's go ahead and check out our sleeve placement. So whenever you are working with the auto clam, you have a lot of different options of platens that you can utilize. Now there is one platen in particular that isn't going to be most compatible with this heat press, and that is the 6x20. The reason we don't suggest using this platen is because of the base of the auto clam. So I'm going to just pull this out real quick and show you. So you can see the footprint of this heat press is a little bit wider in comparison to how wide the platen is. So if I am threading on sleeves or pant legs, it's going to hit the base of this heat press as opposed to being able to just thread on smoothly, right? So that is when we will use the leg and sleeve pillow. Okay, so we're going to pull our pillow, and as opposed to threading it at the base of the sleeve or pant leg, what you're actually going to do is thread it through the top. All right, so common misconception, people like to try to go through the bottom of the sleeve. It's a lot easier to just thread it through the shoulder first, push it all the way down, and then leave it in, okay? So we're going to leave the sleeve right on there, nice and flat, okay? I'm gonna test my pressure to make sure it's not too heavy. All right, feeling good. Now we can go ahead and place our text. So we're just going to go center of that sleeve. You can see where center of the sleeve is based on where the center seam of the shoulder meets the sleeve. And I'm going just down a little bit further so that it shows up on the forearm of the arm as opposed to up close to the shoulder. All right, so again, always cover with a cover sheet and apply. All right, and then we just have one more print location. So even though there are a lot of areas to take advantage of this adult onesie, consider not going too overboard with your print locations. Yes, we do want to be able to offer a lot of print opportunity in one garment because that leads to more profit opportunity, but you don't want to do over the top print locations where it just looks like there's random prints everywhere. So definitely be strategic whenever you're considering what print locations that you want to do so that it doesn't go overboard. So a front placement, whether that be on the pocket or up on the chest, a back placement, and then of course take advantage of your pants and sleeves. All right, so same thing, just inserting this into the pant leg. And really at this point, you guys get it. I'm just showing you all that is possible, all the opportunity that you can have with one garment. All right, so I did a little preheat to get some of those wrinkles out of there. And now I'm going to place my final text here on the pant leg. And then we will go back and peel all of the carriers so that we can see the finished result.
So Jenna, if I didn't want to use a printable and wanted to layer it, how do I know which HTV can be layered and which can't?
Great question. So I almost spelled that hot. We offer a lot of tips and tricks on what products can and cannot be layered. This product can be layered. We layer a lot of different special effects on top of it because it allows us to get more dimension. So this is definitely one of those products that can be layered to achieve multiple colors. So if you wanted to put soft foam on top of soft foam, you can, or think about some of those other products or special effect products out there that would look great on top of it as well. All right, so we can go ahead and remove these carriers. As you can see, we were able to get right up against that seam there with no issue. Now I know as I peel this carrier, it is lifting the fibers of the garment, but you can just smooth those right back out. That way, there's not like a box or anything whenever you give it to your customer.
Is there any way to prevent a box, a heat press box, when you're doing that?
Yeah, absolutely. So always consider if you are working with synthetic fabrics, what product is going to be best on that product. So fleece, obviously I wanted something dimensional, something that's going to complement the fleece very well. And soft foam does do that very well. But I always am considering the temperature in which products apply at. So yes, soft foam will apply at 300 degrees. If this was a little more heat sensitive and I did want to avoid a heat press box or potential scorching, I would go with a product that is going to apply at a lower temperature, such as like 280 degrees. Right now we can peel our sleeve print. Leg print. And the back as well. Another reason I love working with dimensional products is because if you're working with garments that have unique seam structures, such as the seam that goes down in the middle of the garment, the dimensional is going to just kind of lay over top. That adhesive is going to sink in, but the seam is not going to distort the overall finished look, right? So that is our back placement. We have our front placement, and then of course, our additional sleeve and pant leg placements. All right, so hopefully this brings some inspiration and all that you are capable of doing with just a heat press and some heat press accessories.
Thanks, Jenna. I love that. And I love that you were showing us different placements and just kind of getting creative with it. I love that soft foam, that textured look right now. I'm glad that trend's in. And I think that's such a good product. So excited about that. Now, you want to know, how do you win $500? Well, start getting creative. Make something using one of Stahl's products and tag me on Facebook or Instagram at GSG Vinyl Decorating, hashtag creating the holiday spirit, or email me at vinyldecorating@gogsg.com. And then I want to know what material you used. Was it the soft foam that we just saw, or was it something else from Stahls? And then tell me any details about how you made that project. I'm really looking forward to seeing all the different creativity out there and can't wait to look through all those and to give out $500. So thanks for watching part 2. Check out part 3 with Jenna and Stahls. And thanks again for watching.